Hi everyone, welcome to Conversation with Within. My name is Nanda Araújo. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to be here today, connect with you guys one more time. Please feel free to subscribe my YouTube channel and please don't like this video. Feel free to make any comments today below about the conversation we are going to have today. Today I have someone very special. Her name is Lourdes, no Starshower. She's a Reiki master, she's a Tantra healer and educator, she's a sacred sexuality coach, and much more. Today, she's going to spend some time here with us talking about her gifts, talks about her awakening. So I do suggest you guys, please now listen this conversation to beginning to the end, because a lot of things that we're going to talk in here today, they can help you guys in so many different areas in your life. Thank you so much, Luis, to take the time today to have this conversation with you guys. I appreciate you, my friend.
Thank you.
So I just like to ask one question at the beginning that I always ask for everyone. What type of belief that you were raised, by your family?
Yeah, I was raised Catholic, and when I was 13, I turned away from the church because I was studying Sunday school and we were studying about the Crusades and the Holy Wars, and my God doesn't do that. So I turned away from the Catholic Church and I began my quest. And I specifically went to a Jesuit university for undergraduate school because I wanted to study all of the different world religions and then make up my own mind. And now I'm no longer Catholic, and I'm spiritual but not religious. My entire world and my work revolves around my spirituality, my connection to angels and archangels and spirit guides and Mary Magdalene. And all of this has completely shifted since I began my studies in comparative world religions and in spirituality in general.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I was raised in Brazil as a Catholic as well. To my mother, found the spiritual place over there. Then after that, you know, was just a blessing. But I do respect everyone's beliefs anyway. So, but I do like to talk to you a little bit because you do so many beautiful things. But one thing that I saw on the website, as you said, is so beautiful. The body is the temple of our souls. It is something I want to work to clients, even myself. I try to visualize my body as a temple. Because as a human, you go through so many things that the parents teach us, and sometimes friends or relationship that you're going through. And then you do so many things with our bodies. The better say, we disrespect our body. We use and abuse, our bodies, do things you're not supposed to do. And you work with the tantra, right? I think this is such a beautiful subject to talk. I mean, I would love to ask if you can explain a little bit. Some people know about tantra, but a lot of people they never heard about tantra. What tantra is mean? And where it came from, please?
Yeah. So Tantra comes from ancient India and also from Thailand. And Tantra means a
Wow.
weaving together of each of us, our individual masculine and feminine, because we both have those energies. We all have those energies inside us. It means a weaving of our upper chakras or our upper energy centers and our lower energy centers. Tantra teaches us to live in the body instead of trying to escape or ascend from the body in order to have spiritual experiences. Tantra says our spiritual experiences happen right here on the earth, right here inside this body. And so we are taught to shine a light in our shadows and our projections and to embrace every aspect of ourselves in Tantra. And we are also taught to make love to God by ourselves or with a partner. So if we're by ourselves, we have this vertical connection of God, Goddess, the universe existence coming in through our crown, the energies of Gaia, Mama Gaia of the earth, coming up into our feet and into our body. And we have this array of energies that combine heaven and earth within our bodies through all of our chakras. And so Tantra says we have an aspect of God inside of us, and also all of nature holds aspects of God and the universe existence. And so when we make love to ourselves, which is the term that we use when we self pleasure, is that we are actually making love to God. If you are combined with another partner, so let's say this is one partner, this is the other, you are connecting to each other through your hearts, through your third eye and your crown, and through each and every one of your chakras. So if I have 7 chakras in my body, one above the head, one below the feet, and my partner has 7 chakras plus those 2 others, that's 9. When we connect, we have 81 chakra connections.
Hmm.
That means every single one of my energy centers is connected to every single one of his energy centers. And that's why we have this outrageous ecstasy. And I'm going to show you this picture here that I
Yes.
use in my teachings,
Mm-hmm.
because this picture shows you those 81 chakra connections.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
it's
beautiful.
within those, that experience of connection to a partner, that we are connecting directly to God. And we're having an experience that is much more energetic, heart, and spiritual than a physical experience alone.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful explanation. But one question. So, for you to connect with this energy of, for you to practice tantra, so you need to, the way that I see, so you need to prepare yourself, right? You not just try to connect, connect it to God. No, you need to prepare yourself. So you need to go through a cleanse, right? Do some type of cleanse with yourself to be able, like, let me give you an example. So you cannot be connected with the drugs. You cannot be connected to alcohol. You just need to be cleansing yourself, your body, your mind, to be able to connect with another person. It should be able, like you said, to make love with God, to satisfy your ego, right?
Yeah, and it's an interesting question about whether that it's not to satisfy your ego. Lovemaking is pleasurable, whether it's alone or with a partner. And our ego may be involved in
Mm-hmm.
terms of what partner we pick, in terms of what's important to us in a partner. But when we are making love, we do set the ego aside and commune with the other person through our heart and our spirit and our energy centers. And so it's not to say that you have to get rid of the ego in order to be tantric. You
Okay.
just, you don't give it the driver's seat. You
Mm-hmm.
give your soul and your consciousness and your heart the driver's seat, and everything else comes along.
Well, I really love the way you explained. It's beautiful. Another question I like, because tantra is, for me, is such a beautiful subject. So any person that went through, let me see, some sex abuse, verbal abuse in a relationship, all these things include even a physical abuse as well. Tantra can help them to heal those traumas, to release those energies, all these memories for the situation they went through before.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Tantra connection by itself doesn't necessarily do that. And a Tantra massage by itself doesn't necessarily do that. And this is why in the school that I created, which is called Ecstatic Tantra Practitioner Training, we have a whole menu of
Okay,
modalities that we teach. My teaching partner is Aaron Kleinerman. He also has a background in psychology. He has a
that's beautiful.
master's in spiritual psychology. And so he and I together have created a program that we teach both in Europe and here in the US in Florida. And this program is to support people in being able to offer many different modalities to their clients. So, going back to your question about if someone has been sexually abused, I was sexually abused by my stepfather
Hmm.
when I was 10 to 11 years old. It went on for a couple of years. And because of that, I have done my healing work. And this is why I'm so effective at healing others as well as teaching others how to heal others. So I did not go straight to Tantra massage. I've been healing my inner child wounding since I was in my 20s. and it's been a lifelong journey. And I don't even know that I'm complete yet. I would say that
Me
I'm
too.
still on a path of growth.
Me too.
And every little thing that I offer, including shamanic breath work, including clairvoyant energy healing, including regression hypnotherapy,
Hmm.
which combines neuroscience
Hmm.
and epigenetics and shamanic soul retrieval, including EMDR therapy, which is for PTSD, for people who are still having flashbacks from whatever their trauma was, including heart de-armoring and gestalt work, which is parts work, including many, many different modalities to support people in being able to go back and heal the past. The modality that I use the most is actually regression hypnotherapy. And I am just now launching a smaller training. It's just 3 days, whereas my overall training is 10 days. And in the 3 days, I'm going to be certifying people in how to hypnotize people, how to bring them into a deep state of trance, how to support their higher self and their subconscious mind in taking them back on a journey, and how to use neuroscience, epigenetics, and shamanic soul retrieval to create a new story that overlies on top of whatever beliefs they
Hmm.
created about themselves. So when trauma happens when we're young, we develop beliefs about ourselves and about the
Yes.
world,
Yes.
such as I'm not safe, I'm
Yeah.
not loved,
Yeah.
nobody protects me, and the world is a vicious place. All those kinds of ideas will hold us back as adults, and we're not necessarily conscious of those ideas. Those ideas were created in childhood based on the trauma we experience. And now, as adults, it's our job to release the old ideas and to sort of implant, although we're not actually implanting, but we are creating a new story in conjunction with our client. So, working together to create a new story where the client gets to instill new beliefs into their subconscious mind and their psyche about who they are. So I am not powerful becomes I am powerful. I am not safe becomes I am safe. I am not worthy of love becomes I am worthy of love. And once people begin to really believe these new ideas about themselves, life changes. They feel different. The world feels different. They can tell they're different. So when people come out of this type of hypnotherapy work with me, they don't tell me I want to wait a few days and see if I feel different. They tell me, wow, I feel different.
It's beautiful. Well, thank you so much for explaining that because the reason I asked this question is because so many people, think, they can do, like, watch a YouTube, video about Tantra, and they do something with themselves or maybe do something with their partner. The way you explain, it's a lot of more things you need to do, especially, if you, well, every single person in this planet went through something, every person probably has some type of trauma, but especially if you have anything related to sex abuse. I'm so grateful that you explained. It's so important that you go to some other special, like looking for a professional like you, instead to try to follow a video from YouTube. Try to do something for themselves and with someone else at the same time. Looking for a professional. If they, like if they with to God, so you're gonna talk to them. They're gonna say this is how you're gonna do, so you be able, to do the things the way it's supposed to be done. It's very important because I see a lot of people out there. With all my respect, I'm not judging anyone. Post a video, do this, guide the people, to do all these things about Tantra. But in the reality, not too many people are professional like like your partner just said, to be able, to guide them to do the right thing because Tantra is energies, is a very powerful energies, and I believe anything that you're going to use, you need to be very careful how you're going to use it. If you don't know how to use it, go look for a profession instead to just do something for your own mind. Thank you so much for explaining that. And the other thing too, that I like to ask, is anyone can benefit from Tantra? Is it anyone that can try Tantra? It doesn't matter what type of, no, let me rephrase this. No, like people with anxiety or people maybe with depression or people meet me with insecurity, or self-love. Tantra, they can help them to heal any one of those areas as well.
Yeah, and I want to say that a tantra massage is not tantra any
Mhm.
more than going to a Michelin five-star restaurant and just ordering dessert means you had a meal. So
Mhm.
you can't just learn how to eye gaze and how to send heart energy and how to send energy through your whole bodies and think that you're going to heal anxiety, depression, and all these other things you mentioned. And so, what is ideal is that you find a Tantra healer who actually knows how to do other healing modalities. Many people call me and they say they want a Tantra massage. And they say they want a Tantra massage because they looked online and they
Yep.
saw that Tantra is the panacea for everything. It
Mhm.
can cure everything. And that's just not true. A Tantra massage is the icing on the cake. And what I mean by that is once you have healed your shadows, your projections, your trauma from the past. And you are then ready to go ahead and begin to learn Tantra. And even then, a Tantra massage doesn't necessarily teach you Tantra. So there are people who go to a practitioner who says, I offer Tantra massage.
Mhm.
They walk in, they do a little breath work, they put them on the table, they give them a tantric massage. Yes, they might have the best experience of their life and the best orgasm of their life, but it doesn't mean that they're going to be able to replicate it at home. So people come to me and they say, I've experienced Tantra all over the world. And then I ask them, how has that changed your sex life with yourself or your sex life with your partner? And half of the time they say, well, it hasn't affected anything, but I keep going because it's fun. Well, that's not my Tantra. In
Yeah.
my Tantra, if you come to me, you're going to learn Tantra. You're going to learn how to move the energy within yourself, as I said, as an aspect of
Mhm.
connection to self love, connecting to source and divine divinity, heaven and earth. And you're also going to learn how to run energy between yourself and another person. So if a couple comes to me, for instance, and they say, we want a tantric massage, I'm going to say, would you like to learn Tantra? And if they say yes, then it's going to be several hours. It's going to be at least 2 hours before I ever put them on the table because I want to teach them Tantra. I want to teach them how to be able to do Tantra on their own after they leave my office. I run an all day event on February 14th, in case this airs before that, in Jupiter, Florida, but it's also available online. So anyone can do it. And in that event, it's 8 hours. And I am teaching all aspects of Tantra, including some things that I brought in because they're very powerful for couples, such as forgiveness processes,
Mm.
love
Beautiful.
processes,
Beautiful.
how to move energy is certainly part of it, but Tantra embraces every aspect of our being, mind, body, spirit, and emotions. So I'm working with a couple to heal any emotional baggage that has transpired between them, any walls that have been built between them based on mistakes that they made, whether conscious or unconscious, and support them in really connecting into their hearts and into their spirit. So it isn't just a cookie cutter thing
Yeah.
that you can watch me do breath work and then replicate it.
Mhm.
You want to be able to be really present with your partner in a mindfulness practice, as well as releasing any barriers to intimacy, because intimacy is not just physical, it's
No.
emotional,
Yes. Yep.
spiritual, and
Yeah.
heart.
Yes. Wow. I just love how you been explained all these things because this now conversation is going to educate a lot of people out there, and as well, you know what I mean, so people can understand a little bit more because it's something that is so popular right now. Yeah, they can help people, but once again, you need to go to the right person. You know what I mean? Instead to try to do something for yourself, then I don't think you're gonna get the benefits because it's a lot. Like I said in the beginning, it's a type of a preparation when someone's go to you know what I mean? So you're gonna ask a question, you're gonna see what steps you need to take them in order you know what I mean, to go where they want to go to whatever they want to heal or whatever they want to release. It's not just, oh, I want this, that. Give them a mantra massage, a tantra massage. No, I just love, because the other thing that I love about you, you are very honest. With all my respect, I'm not judging anyone out there, but a lot of people say, oh yeah, come give massage. You're gonna be able to heal this. A lot of people just want to take the money, and don't try to use the gifts, the way it's supposed to be. And I'm so very happy that you are very professional, you are very honest as well. But you do use a lot of other things, in your practice as well, right? I just saw on your website that you do like breath work, like Kundalini, activation, chakra balances, song healing. So if you like to talk just a little bit, so you implement anything, those things like breath work or Kundalini or chakra balance or song healing, during this process to take someone to, you include all those practices as well, right?
Yeah, I might not include every single practice with every single person, but
Okay, I
let's look
understand
at
that.
Kundalini and the chakra system.
Uh-huh.
So, the chakra system is your body's energy system. It's what makes us energetic, vibrational, bioelectric beings, not physical beings. And so, if your chakra system, your energy system, is in harmony and balanced and empowered, then the energy can move up through the whole body. If you
Hmm.
have blockages in your chakra system, the energy cannot move up through your whole body.
Yes, yeah.
So, chakra balancing and harmonizing is a very important modality, and so is Kundalini activation. Kundalini is your sexual spiritual energy,
Yes.
and it resides dormant, meaning asleep, in your sacrum, which is the triangular bone at the base of your spine. And when it wakes up, it moves up through your chakra system, like the double helix of DNA, and meets at the top like two snakes. And that symbol of the two snakes coming up like this and meeting at the top is on the medical symbol,
Yes,
and it's
yeah.
on the pharmaceutical symbol.
Yes, yeah.
And the reason it's on there is because before the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers took over the medical establishment and the medical schools in America, it used to be known that Kundalini was your life force, that when Kundalini arises somewhere around your early to mid 40s, you become younger, you become more vibrant, more alive, more healthy, more empowered on all levels of your being. So, mind, body, spirit becoming more empowered. And it's a transformational awakening experience. And so I offer Kundalini activation in order to support people in being able to move the energy up through their chakras. I teach them how to self pleasure as an act of self love and with a breath practice called the microcosmic orbit, which comes from Mantak Chia. Mantak Chia is from Thailand, and he is the father of the microcosmic orbit. He brought it to America. And this breath practice supports people in being able to practice energy and breathing and contractions. And it's a whole little body of work that supports them in being able to self pleasure. Sorry, I'm just going to
It's
let
okay.
my dog out because she's being
It's okay.
noisy. Go on out.
It's
Go on
okay.
out.
It's okay. We
Sorry
love
about
animals.
that.
No, no,
So,
please. We love animals. No, no, don't no, don't worry.
but she'll be
Yeah,
quieter now.
yeah.
So when the energies move up in a Kundalini awakening, a person actually feels and looks younger. When mine awakened, I was in my early 50s, and I will never forget that I would be going out to the same types of places I was going, and people would say, "What happened to you? You've become younger." And it's because my
Wow.
Kundalini awoke. And when that happened, my eyes became brighter. I became more energetic, more alive. We also, everyone does, have more access to the quantum field of genius. And this is what Carl Jung called the collective unconscious. It's the, the unified field is another term for it. It is the place where Edison and Tesla both went up in their consciousness in order to discover electricity at the same time
Hmm.
on two different places in the planet. Edison got credit because he had financial backers.
Yeah.
Tesla did not. until posthumously after he died, because at the time he didn't have financial backers, but he was actually the more genius. So, anyway, that's the place we can access. And I want to point out an old book. It was written in the 1930s by Napoleon Hill. It was called Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah, I know
And
the
it
book.
was a
It's a good
book
book.
that
Yeah.
was for men. Did you read it?
No, not the entire book, but a lot of parts. No, I like to listen more than read. So I have saved a lot of audio books for him. There's a lot of parts now.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So in chapter 11, which is called The Transmutation of the
Mhm,
Sex, which
mhm.
by the way is currently being made into a movie, in that chapter, he talks about how men, because women were not in the
Yeah,
workforce at the
yeah,
time,
yeah.
how men do not get rich or become super successful until their 40s or 50s. That's what was going on back then. And the reason for that is he said all of their energy was going out from their pelvis, going to try to meet the woman, to try to have sex with the woman, or to be having sex by themselves. And so he said, because all this energy is going out instead of going up through the body, men are typically not successful until they can stop doing that or learn to move the energy up the body. So he spoke specifically about men needing to learn to move the energy up their body for greater
Hmm.
empowerment, for greater wisdom, for greater access to genius and creativity, and to become more successful in life. So this is what I've seen with people who practice tantra, and our energy fields are stronger, are more vibrant and more alive. So people who can see auras and who can actually see the energy in the auric field and the etheric field around the body will say that people who have studied Tantra have a more highly developed energy field around their body as people who study, for instance, meditation or yoga, because Tantra is the most direct path up through the body, through
Mm,
the heart, through the brain, and into the consciousness.
this is beautiful. And one thing that I was going to ask, but you already explained about your Kundalini awakening. But I do have a question about Kundalini awakening. So you mentioned that you can guide people to go through a Kundalini awakening, right? But some people know, no, how I'm gonna put this now. So many people know, wants to experience the Kundalini awakening, but Kundalini awakening is not for everyone. You need to be what I'm trying to say. So you need to be prepared for that, right? So you need to be what a better. Let me rephrase that. You need to be connected to some type of frequencies to be able to go through there. What I'm trying to say. So if you're going through to a lot of problems, if you have a lot of trauma, you went through so many bad relationships, so many things that you're being put underneath the rug that you don't want to work. If you have a lot of anger problems or addiction problems, if someone say, "Oh, come to you," you talk about all those things they are going through. Yes, oh, I want to have a Kundalini awakening. Is that appropriate enough for you to work someone like this? Well, my point is, anyone, any circumstance or any whatever they went through, they can come to you. You say, I want to go have a Kundalini awakening in order for me to heal myself, for me to wake up to spirituality. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would say anyone can. And what happens is when Kundalini, first of all, it's a natural force within the body.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing any magic on a person.
I know.
I am doing a Kundalini
Yeah.
activation massage. I'm teaching them about their energy. I'm having them use their breath practice to move their own energy. But that Kundalini activation massage cannot hurt anyone. The reason is it's a subtle massage, and if they are not ready for it, it will not awaken it. If
Oh,
they are
okay.
ready for it, it will definitely awaken it. And I want to share with you one experience that I had that was really profound for me. It was a young guy, and he had been studying yoga and teaching yoga in India. He had a big Krishna tattoo on his chest, and he sat in front of me and we eye gazed at the beginning of the session. We were just starting, we were just looking into each other's eyes. And all of a sudden, he had a spontaneous awakening. His
Wow.
body began to jolt. His eyes moved into the back of his head. His body moved like this for quite a while, and then
Wow.
it stopped. And he said, "What just happened?" And I said, "You just had a spontaneous Kundalini awakening. Tell me what you've been doing." He opened his shirt. He showed me his tattoo. He said he had been seriously studying yoga and meditation in India for about a decade. Okay,
Wow.
so he was younger than 40, but he was ready. I've also had people who've done a lot of yoga, meditation, ecstatic dance, and these different types of practices that open the spirituality, open the chakras.
Mm.
And they have also sometimes had a spontaneous awakening, or just by meeting somebody like me whose Kundalini is highly awake, who's
Mm-hmm.
already running a lot of energy through our body, they can actually connect with us and have sort of like a radio transmission.
Mm.
So essentially, how we work is I am transmitting my higher vibrational energy field towards a person when I'm working with them, and they receive that transmission as long as they're ready for it. And I also want to say that once Kundalini awakens, all of the things that are in your way are going to be easier to push out of your way. In other words, if you're an alcoholic and you have a Kundalini awakening and you're practicing Tantra, pretty soon the alcohol doesn't feel good anymore because your
Wow.
body becomes so awake that it feels like it's dragging you down. And alcohol is a depressant.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
not
yes.
helpful. There's
Yes.
absolutely no value to
Not at
alcohol
all.
at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but people can use plant medicine if they want, and they can use it in order to continue their spiritual awakening, and they can do that alongside their tantra journey. Do you need plant medicine to do tantra? No. But for many people, plant medicine has been the gateway into higher consciousness, and I think that's fine. Alcohol, no.
Well, thanks so much for explaining. Yeah, this is the reason I asked this question because I hear those questions coming from someone somewhere anyway. So probably going to be someone who's going to watch this conversation. Probably has those questions inside the mind. But thanks so much for explaining because yeah, I never experienced a Kundalini awakening. I went through some awakening, but it was a difference in Kundalini. But I know some people they say, oh, I went through to a Kundalini awakening, but I'm not gonna mention names now, but I believe the person. I think they thought they had a Kundalini awakening because the way you explained when you go through a Kundalini awakening is a how I can put this is a very strong connect with the spirit, with source, with a very higher frequency. And those people that said that to me, they they are going through so much stuff and they don't even know how to control what they're going through right now. I'm talking about here psychological things, psychological, very psychological problems in the mind, And they say, no, I went through the Kundalini awakening, Jason. I'm just listening, but the way you explained right now, yeah, I think some people sometimes kind of think they went through something or experienced something, but I don't think that's what I think, no, this I would like if you talk, but this is this question come to me right now. I think this the ego make their own ego make them believe they went through to something to make them feel better, but in reality, they still trapped them on me in their own past now. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I will say that sometimes people will have an experience that is a partial awakening,
Okay, I
and
love.
then it's their job to continue to meditate, to practice mindfulness, to practice tantra, to practice yoga, to do these practices that support the continued awakening. It doesn't mean that they are already completely awake. Some people can have a near death experience and it be spiritually profound for them. Some people can have one plant medicine journey that is spiritually profound for them. But if they go back to living their regular life and they are not accessing these higher states of consciousness through a regular practice, then they are not really fully awakened.
Yeah,
And those brief awakenings can serve as an impetus. But when kundalini awakenings awakens, what happens is you are now sort of like you're in alignment with source, and the people, the places, the events, the experiences that are going to continue to support your awakening are more drawn to you. You're a better manifester for these higher levels of experiences that are going to continue you along the path of awakening. So I feel like no matter what it is, what kind of spiritual experiences people can have, even if it's a brief moment, as long as they then decide to go on a journey to continue to awaken, they can continue to awaken.
Well, thanks so much for explaining that. Yeah, because there's something that like I said, me personally, I went through more than one awakening, and but I always tell people I'm a human. I'm still, like you mentioned a few moments ago, we still know have so much to learn, so much to grow, so much things to work to yourself. But one thing that you mentioned is so important. We need to not ignore it, but we need to do inner work. We cannot just like like the Matrix, the movie. Do have the blue pill, the two colors of pill, right? So which one you gonna take? You not take the pill, and then everything's gonna disappear. And in the movie, they try to create something, show something to us. But in the real life, you know what I mean? So yeah, we need to choose. Is what do you want to do? What do you want to change in your life? You just do the inner work. It's not just go to someone like you or someone else and you just go there. Oh, I wanna have this Kundalini experience, awakening. I wanna do experience strength. I wanna learn. No, you need to do work. Not just after the person leave your office. Your practice. And then after that, say, oh, I can do whatever because I went through the experience. No, the way that I see after you went through the experience, you have a lot of work to do. It's like you just the universe, God, the source, give you this beautiful, beautiful, powerful crystal. So you need to take care of this crystal. You need to use this crystal the way you're supposed to be used. That's the way that I see this. It's something beautiful, something powerful, but you need to take care. Just do whatever you want. You just a thing, because you are connected to energy right now. Anything is not will come to you, not will happening to you. We need to understand you still are humans. We live in a planet that anything can happen with anyone, anytime, anywhere, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
just love the way you explain things. I never had this type of conversation. I'm not talking about this on my YouTube channel, even with someone that went through with someone to learn tantra. I have a friend of mine. He had there. He talked to me, but as I listen to you, I'm gonna have a conversation with him about you. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, these things people talk to me sometimes. They experience. They went to this workshop or this or that. Once again, it's a lot of beautiful people there doing beautiful things, but not everyone is 100% qualified. And I mean, to do the things the way it's supposed to be. There's some. I'm a professional massage therapist as well. If a someone come to me, ask for, can you do some tantra massage on me? Yeah, I can look up a video on YouTube, but how to do it. But I'm not going to do it because I believe in me personally. I believe I need to go to someone like you to learn. And not just because I have a license, Florida license. I can do any type of massage. No, no, no. I'm going to look for someone like you so I can learn it, then do the right thing. That's how I believe. That's how I work with my clients. Anything related to spirituality. If I see something that I cannot help them, I don't take. I don't take the clients. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to say, you know what I mean? I can help a lot of people so many different things, but not everyone. I can nowadays. I'm so grateful that we met, that we have this conversation. I can send the people to you, and I mean, someone if come and me ask one of those things that you do. Oh, I totally recommend 100% this person. But the other thing too, are we gonna later? I'm gonna ask you to send information for me because you said you're gonna have a workshop in Jupiter. I live like I think about 40 minutes or maybe 1 hour for that. I'm in West Palm Beach. I would like
Nice.
to see if I'm available to go there to for this 8 hours class now. But
Great.
one thing that I like to ask for you as well, Louis, What suggestion that you give for people? There's no okay. This is the question come to me. What suggestion or God, or better say, what kind of type of guidance you can give to people? They are going through to go to awakening. Like they want to go through awakening to experience awakening, a spiritual awakening in their lives. What type of guides that you give to them to do the right thing the way it's supposed to be done?
Yeah. So I really believe in breath work.
Me too.
So
I
if
experienced that.
somebody cannot afford to come to somebody like me for training and coaching, they can start doing breath work. And it can be as simple as doing Wim Hof breath, which you can find on YouTube. And I like a slower Wim Hof breath because in Tantra, we breathe slow and deep. And it's not about physical endurance in high altitude and low temperatures like the Wim Hof breath typically does. But to do a slower one, this a version of the same breath, instead of much faster. And what that does is it increases your lung capacity. It increases the amount of prana or life force you can take through your body. It increases your heart's ability to move the energy through the body, and it increases your life force. So, breath work is wonderful because for Tantra, you need to be able to have a larger lung capacity
Mm.
and a greater ability to move deep, slow breath through your body. And breath work can accomplish many, many, many things. So if it's somebody who can't afford a teacher, they can go online and find a YouTube and do breath work. If they go to my channel, my YouTube, which is Lourdes Starshower, I actually have a breath work on there that I created that's a combination of Wim Hof science and shamanic breath work, which means in nose, out mouth, tantra, which means opening the heart with each inhale and making a big full breath, and guided imagery. Because during the breath hold, instead of me talking like Wim Hof during his breath holds, he's talking loud and fast. And you can't go into a meditative state when somebody's talking loud and fast at you. So, in the breath work that I created based on his science, plus these other things that I've studied, I'm going to be doing a guided meditation during the breath hold to take people through their chakra system or their energy system, and also to take them through their immune system, so their lymphatic system, their heart, their lungs, their white
Wow.
blood cells. And so that's available on YouTube in my station, Lourdes Star Shower. It's called Tantric Immune Boosting Breath. I'm also going to teach people to start self pleasuring as an act of self love and connecting to God. So, one of the simplest things that people can do is heart math, HEARTMATH. And Heart Math is an organization that has discovered that when you take the heart into coherence, the heart automatically takes the brain into coherence.
Mm.
So we do this breath work by uniting our heart to God's heart and breathing in and out in a series of breaths that supports people in coming into transpersonal love, which means love directly with God, personal love, meaning you can bring in your loved ones and bring them into your heart. You can even bring your animals in, and then gratitude. And those combination of those three things, transpersonal love, personal love, and gratitude, is what creates heart math. So I teach people to first start with heart math and then to begin to touch themselves while telling themselves that they love themselves. So it's a completely different way of literally making love to yourself and teaching yourself that you deserve love by giving yourself love. And it brings you into tantric mindfulness, into tantric presence, and it makes everything easier in terms of you wanting to connect to a partner from a tantric perspective. So those are the two things that I would highly recommend. And then if you learn the microcosmic orbit, which is also very simple to teach, then you can be moving the energy through your body to begin to experience whole body orgasms.
Oh, this is beautiful. I'm so Grateful that we are having this conversation here. 'Cause like I said in the beginning, this is gonna be something that's gonna help whoever is gonna watch this conversation. It is because sex is something. The way I see now is it's totally different the way that I used to see before and approach before. For the last 7 years now, I'm by myself. I went through a divorce, and I decided to stay with myself, work to myself, and start learning so many things in a heal so many traumas in the release so many old beliefs, especially related to sex, because it's such a beautiful energy. And I'm so grateful that someone like you are here right now, live in this planet, helping people. Because I can say this now, even though we have over, how many, I don't know, over 9 billion people in this planet, I can say over 80% or maybe 90% of the population of this planet, everyone has some kind of type of sex trauma. Everyone had some bad sex experience. And because now, now the time we live right now is such a beautiful time that women, you can talk about this, because if you don't need to go 1,000 years ago, you go 50 years ago, 60 years ago, it would have been impossible, you know what I mean, for you to go, there in public and start talking all of those things now. But now you have this freedom. You have someone like you. There's as a woman, I think it's so beautiful. Teach women and men about sex, how to use energy, how to use sex, not just once again to feed your ego, to pleasure only your ego, but to make a love with this world, to make love with God. I just love so beautiful. This is something, I know, some people sometimes, can kind of trigger something in a lot of people when you say make love with God, but yes, because God is love, and that this is such a beautiful experience when you totally disconnect yourself from all your ego, all these things that you believe about sex. That's the way it's supposed to be, and you disconnect with within, be able to connect with God. It's something that I experienced a long time ago, and I'm saying that it's a life change. You see yourself and see another person's body in a different way. You don't see like a piece of steak, or a banana, that you're gonna eat, no, you respect, right? You respect yourself. You respect someone else's other body, because you understand this energy. It's like, you walk in this beautiful sacred sanctuary, and everyone's there. You only see them, with these beautiful eyes of love. You don't look to the body and say, "Oh, she's hot, she's sex. Oh, he's hot, he's sex." You have this, I don't say respect, but you have this understanding about the sex energy. And I'm so grateful that there's someone like you. They are here, my friend, this planet, once again, at this time, working to help, not only to educate people, but help people to heal themselves through this beautiful, practice techniques that you use. This is so beautiful.
Thank you.
It is so beautiful. But I just want to ask another question, Luz. Uh, your sessions, they can be in person, in online, or just only in person? The session that you
Online
do,
too.
or all your
Um,
sessions can be online as well?
Not all of them.
Oh, no,
I
love.
can't
Okay.
do a tantra massage
Oh, yeah, yeah.
online, but I can do regression
Yeah,
hypnotherapy,
yeah, yeah.
shamanic
Okay,
breath
okay. Yeah.
work, orgasmic activation. I can't do kundalini activation or five elements massage. So anything that actually requires touch, I can't do online, but half of my modalities I can.
Okay, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. I had this question to ask you for you now. And so the other thing too that I just want to ask you to because I see so many people out there now. They they say they are connected to spirit, right? But they don't know what type of spirit they are talking. They say, "Oh, I'm connected to spirit." And then what I'm trying to say that the receiving message sometimes you you can feel they don't coming from the right source. So the question is now, how can people know the difference between they are communicated? Well, let me use the word God, right? They are communicated with God. They receive a message, God's from God, or they are receiving message, for different type of source, different type of spirits. We can mention like dark spirits or anything like that. How can a person make it know the difference between one and another?
A little bit confused with your question.
No, no, no. The
Uh,
question is no, because what I'm trying to say, so many people say that I'm communicating with the spirit. I'm receiving messages for the spirit, but when they talk about the message they received for the spirit, you can see this message came from a different source, not for a higher being, not for a spirit they are connected to the highest frequencies. So it's a lot of people there. Let me say, oh, I'm connected to spirit. I can receive, I can give messages to people from the spirit. But when they, whatever they say to someone, you feel there's not a good message. Feel there's a message coming from a place of judgment, or they are criticizing someone when they receive the message. Like the question is, how the person know if the message coming from the right source or from the wrong source. If it coming from God or if it coming from dark entities.
that's a really good question. I mean, if a message is to judge people, that doesn't come directly from source. If a message comes to criticize people, that doesn't come directly from source, because source is about love. And so it's not that you can't be critical in one moment and be connected to source in another moment, but in the same moment that you're connected to source, you're not going to be critical and judgmental.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Luz, I just want to ask a favor before you finish this conversation today. If you can share now with the people now, how people can connect with you, your website. I know that you mentioned YouTube channel, but if you don't mind to mention again, if you have any other social media like Instagram or TikTok or anything, how people can reach out to you now to connect with you, maybe to book a session or any one of those workshops that norm that you do.
Yeah. So my website is Tantra Healer Florida. So www.tantrahealerflorida.com. My YouTube is Lourdes Starshower. My Facebook is, I have both Tantra Healer Florida and Lourdes Starshower on my Facebook. I also have a Facebook group called Sacred Tantra Online Tribe. I'm on Instagram as Lourdes Tantra. I don't have a TikTok, and people can email me or call me directly. So if they go to Tantra Healer Florida, they can just Google Tantra Healer Florida
Hmm.
and they'll find me, and or Google Lourdes Star Shower and they'll find me, or Lourdes Tantra, you'll find me. I have a very high standing on Google because I have something like 35-star reviews
It's beautiful.
from people who've seen me. So once you find me, the best way is to text me because sometimes emails get lost.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
prefer
that's
to
good.
email, you could try that, but texting or calling is the best. And what I have coming up is on April 10th, 11th, and 12th, it's 3 days, I have a hypnotherapy regression certification where you learn how to hypnotize people, you learn how to regress them, you learn how to take them back using neuroscience and shamanic soul retrieval and energy healing to heal the past and create a new reality inside their consciousness. So that's a 3 day training, April 10, 11, 12. And then I also have a 10-day training in Fort Pierce, Florida, just north of here, with my co teacher, Aaron Kleinerman. And that's 10 days where you would learn Tantra massage as well as many other modalities, psychological, somatic, energetic, and emotional. Somatic meaning right to the body, and that is a 10-day training in June, at the end of June, and then I believe it's June 22nd to July 1st, and then in November we have our level, that would be a level one training. In November, we have a level one training and a level two training in the island of Cyprus in Europe. And
Mm.
so, because every year we teach somewhere in Florida and somewhere in Europe. And so this year the trainings are going to be in at the end of November in Europe.
Why, thank you so much. Listen,
But they can also come and see me privately on Zoom or in person.
right. I learned so much with you today, but one thing that this I like to say to you, my friend, that I just love your energy, and I love, you know what I mean, that this beautiful, beautiful spirit that you are connected. It's so beautiful, and I want to say thank you very much, for take some time today to explain the eyes and to answer some few questions in here. And I'm so grateful, thankful that all the things that you talking here today is gonna help so many people out there. And I look forward, maybe in the future, to maybe we connect again. But I will gonna look, to your website because I'm interested maybe to do some things with you as well for my own personal growth because I'm sure
Beautiful.
I have a lot to learn. Listen, my friend, you thank you so much. Thank you everyone to took the time, to listen to this conversation today. Please, once again, feel free to make any comments below. Please don't reach out to her anytime, my friend. That you maybe have some questions, anything, relate to these things that she do. Check her website, because what she do, is something so I can say so powerful. It's so beautiful and natural as well. Thank you so much again. You have a blessed day.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much. Bye, sweetie.
Bye. Namaste.
Namaste, my friend.